That's what we gonna call it. Like we kind of done with that even before it started fading out to the point to where it is now. You know what I'm saying? And you got the punchlines again. You got the well thought out verses. You got them collabing with the OGs that we grew up with from the Locks and everybody like that. So it just all really started making sense at the perfect time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's about the cream rising to the top. You know, I think we are past the quote unquote mumble rap era, but we also moving past the drill era. You know, and that's something that we got to realize. Like, was drill really healthy for us, for the culture? You know, I think we looking at it now, and we looking at the aftermath. We looking at the aftermath of a lot of drill, and it's like it's a lot of it was a lot of damage that was done. You know.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I mean, everywhere where an artist picked up, I don't want to call it a trend, but the genre of drill rap, you know what I'm saying? It made that area more violent. You know what I'm saying? And as much as we like to hold on to the fact that hip hop is hip hop and it don't influence us, it do. It
It
do.
does.
That's why the kids was doing what they was doing. It became a reflection of what they went through to I want my music to reflect what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, once you start getting out of Chicago, because
Right.
we already know, what they was doing over there, murder cap, all of that, bodies over a weekend, Fourth of July weekend was crazy. So when you bring it to New York and then you start seeing people make up beefs and then they die, and you take it down south to well, not so much down south, but just the feeling of what drill was. Not so much the same exact rapping, but the
Right.
type of beats, you know what I'm saying? And, the content still made it feel that way. And it's like we lost what, King Von down in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Young boy, whoever he was beefing with.
Right.
And Louisiana, people died. So it's like it really put the spotlight on violence and murder,
Yeah.
whether it's just being the entertainment that we grew up
Yeah.
taking it for, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, and it's definitely a lot of precautionary tales when it comes to drill. You know that these young cats can look at now, like, oh wait, I can really get locked up. Oh, I can really lose my life.
Come on, man.
Okay, well let me pivot into something else. And I think that we got to understand that like music is vibrational, like, and you want to send positive vibrations, and the vibrations that you put out, it comes back.
That's a fact.
You know, and that's where we come into, quote unquote lifestyle rap. You know, and I'm still playing with that term or whatever, but it's the best way for me to describe, like, really giving the audience what you're really living. What you're actually doing. Like, it's okay to rap about going to work out. It's okay to go to rap about biking and drinking smoothies now. Like,
Yeah.
and I like that because I feel like the positive effects that we're gonna see, from our younger generations is gonna be a lot different than what it was.
No, that's a fact. I agree with that. Like like I had saw a song I remember a little while ago. I feel like we all probably saw it on social media, but it was like a guy just being clever. He was basically saying like, everything that's involved with the streets, he ain't into none of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it was tight, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's the type of music that's like, like you said, like kind of gonna break in like in the future with the younger cats. Cause when you think about it, like the hood ain't the hood that we grew up in no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to saying that some of the same elements ain't happening, but it ain't just the same ecosystem it used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like to the point that even if you didn't have dealings in the streets, you still had elements to you of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But now, people moving out the hood, people growing up in different areas. Not to say it's the best, but it ain't the hood no more. So you not gonna exactly be talking about the killings and dealings and all of that unless you still like really in those elements. And I feel like that's becoming a minority now. You know what I'm saying? So I think the lifestyle rap gonna have to turn to a positive niche. You know what I'm saying? To where we like, okay, this different, but he rapping his ass off though. I'm fucking with it. He got some bars in there.
Right.
That's all that matter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, it's there's ways that you can showcase your skill without it being like the lyrics being like detrimental to your community.
Facts.
I think that's being uncovered now. Even when you go into you listen to a Gibbs album, yes, there's that street element, but he's really giving you a lyrical exercise when you listen to his albums. Like when it comes to delivery, when it comes to flow, when it comes to delivering and articulating clearly on a skill level, I feel like he's at the top of his game.
Nah, that's facts. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we're about to talk about Alfredo too, in case you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But I got a Gibbs bias. I got to keep it real.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I feel like Gibbs is his hardest when he's more in his hip hop bag. And I feel like he can give me the street shit all day. That's cool. That's like, that's like, autopilot, like, Gibbs regular. But when he giving me, because I was just having this conversation, like when you go back to Pinata and he making a song like Heralds, or he making a song like Robes with Damo Genesis or whatever, it's like you really showing me like this shit in a different way that you've been showing me. And I need that from you because I feel like that's gonna make you more special, my nigga. Like you already, you solidified. You know what I'm saying? But you keep tapping in that bag, it's gonna be like, see, I knew that nigga. You ain't this nigga. I know this nigga. I knew he was gonna make this type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, and I know that. I know that bias. You're not the only one with that bias. But why do we put that on him though? And we give other artists more of like they can be expressive in the way that they want to without their car getting pulled.
Like, well, give me an example. Who you talking about? Because it's like, look, I'm a big Spitter fan.
Okay.
But I haven't listened to a lot of Spitter lately because Spitter gonna keep giving me Spitter. It ain't that it's whack. It ain't that it's getting tighter. It's just it's right. He in his groove. He gonna give me some car talk. He gonna give me some, some game. Yeah.
What he know.
It ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But we grew up with these artists. So it's like when you heard the special shit, it's like, all right, because I'm jumping. Nas came out with these 3 albums, in these past few years or whatever. And Nas showed that, look, I grew, but I'm still nice. Like, I don't got to talk about the projects no more. I can still give you elements, but I can talk to you from where I'm at right now. And it's like, that's so hard to do that when rappers do it, you got to get an extra nod. That's where Alfredo 2 come in at. You know what I'm saying? But I guess because he from the G, you know what I'm saying? We do that.
So we question that. Yeah. And that man, that lead me to a question I had, man. Like, do we properly celebrate Gibbs the way we should? Just as a whole, like just all of us, all the hip hop fans in Indiana, not one specific city or nothing like that. Everybody, all the hip hop fans of Indiana, do we really lift him up like that?
I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna say it's getting better. Like, cause for a long time, it's like, for me, in my opinion, for a long time, for Gibbs to be from Gary, only Gary acknowledged him, and then there was still a lot of hate. You know what I'm saying? Right. But at the same time, now, as I'm out of Gary and I done traveled to a few places, like specifically in Nap, with it being, the major city, it's like more people know about him now than what they used to. And I feel like it's positive. I don't feel like it's no hate behind it if they have heard of him. But it's a lot of people in Indiana, you'll be surprised. They'll be like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I still feel like it's no. And I feel like for him to be the kind of only one that's doing something on a music level right now, like, Babyface, he dropped the album, but he a little older. Right. And then we did have the Ro James kid. I thought he was from that, but right. He only had the one hit, and I ain't really. So it's like we don't. He should be the logo almost.
Yeah, I won't go as far as the logo. I won't go as far as the logo, but I will say that the stars that we do have that's from here, like we gotta lift them up. And one of the reasons why is because it's like there's other people that want to do music. There's younger artists here in this city, in this state, that want to do music, but they looking from the side like, damn, they don't even support Gibbs like that, and he Grammy nominated. Damn, like it ain't gonna matter how good I am. you know what I'm saying? I might not get that support. Maybe I'm going too far, but like,
Nah.
you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to see more celebrating, especially from like the purists, the people that claim that they are purists and you are a fan of skill and you know, like really rapping in bars, like we should be promoting a little more.
It's I agree. Let me say that first and foremost. But my rapper brain is like, when you a rapper, bro, everybody got their own little arrogance to them. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't to say that you putting anybody else down. It's just to say that everybody feel like they nice. And I feel like what makes it hard is not only not having somebody to push up to, want to come back to help people, but at the same time, it's so hard to make it out of where you from. You know what I'm saying? Because people know you, heard you, uh, and they just feel like you on their level. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't no better than what I could be doing, even though,
I ain't
I
doing
could.
it.
Yeah, or you done been over here and you ain't got acknowledged from this group and that group, so hey, nah, y'all just still here. You know what I'm saying? But it's so hard to make it out of a place that you start from that, you really got to get out there to get that love from where you from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And this is something that we got to understand too is that sometimes your talent, your skill makes it to where you transcend your neighborhood. You transcend your city or your state or your region. Sometimes your impact is greater than just your hometown. I personally
fact.
feel like my impact and what I have to give to the world is a lot bigger than just any one city or this state or this region. You know, that's just the belief I have in myself. And like, you know what I'm saying? We got to understand that about each other and just, clap, learn to clap for each other. And, that's how we all, that's how we all succeed,
Nah, I feel you. Well, I want us to get into this Alfredo too real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because it just dropped last week. It got rave reviews. Everybody already dubbing it a classic. Some people putting it over the Clips album right now. So, me go to P. Let's get your thoughts and see what you thinking about his second installment of Alfredo. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, man. Well, first of all, man, when I speak about Alfredo, man, I gotta give it up to Alchemist, man, because the production from Alfredo is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. And it's been that way for a couple of years now. Alfredo 1, Alfredo 2, Life is Beautiful. I feel like, man, if I'm a rapper, which I'm not, if I'm a rapper, he sets the perfect table for you to kind of tell a story. It ain't too much going on. Drums ain't hitting all hard where you got to kind of space your bars out and stuff.
Right.
You really can tell a story on that. So like I had to start with Alchemist, tip my hat to Alchemist. And then like I said about Gibbs, man, like just from a technical standpoint, I just feel like, man, he's at the top of the game right now. And we really got to like reorganize our list a little bit, and we got to revisit some of these talks because he's been more consistent than a lot of people's favorites.
That's a fact.
His discography is a lot deeper than a lot of your favorites and a lot of those people that came up in his class. So with that being said, man, I can't put it above Alfredo 1 though. I'm not gonna say it's worse than Alfredo 1. I feel like it's right there. I feel like it's right there. No higher, no lower.
Okay. All right. So, what would you rate Alfredo 2 from 1 to 10? What would you put it at? You can put a 0.5 on whatever number you want.
Ooh, that's tough, man. I gotta give it. I'm gonna say a. I'm gonna say a 8.5.
Yeah. Okay. That's. I'm
8.5.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, man. Cause I had to keep listening to it. So I started at a 7.5.
Okay.
I started at 7.5, but I've worked my way up to an 8.5 because I had to kind of remove my bias a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, that's unfair to Gibbs and the work he been putting in. But this is what I want to say real quick. it's so hard for me to rate our class of rappers. When I say our class, I'm talking about the people that came out between like 2006, 2007 up until like 2012. And that's anyone from Dom, Nip, Crit, Gibbs, Wiz, Spitta, Mickey Fax, Asher Roth, you know, all them names go in the box. You know, Stally, you know, Wale. I don't want to miss nobody, but if you grew up how we listened to, you know, if y'all was at that age when we was listening to that type of, y'all know, you know what I'm saying, what we talking about. And I feel like when we were younger, the artists that we looked up to giving us music, they didn't have the catalogs that these guys have today because they do have a lot of mixtapes. And that wasn't really a huge thing when rap was going on in the 90s. It started coming about in the 2000s, you know what I'm saying, like with mixtapekings.com, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I mean, like now it's like a real thing to have mixtapes these days. So when you look at all the music he put out, I'm forced to compare Gibbs to Gibbs. Just how I would do Jay-Z to Jay-Z. I don't compare Jay to nobody. If they say he the greatest, I'm comparing his catalog to himself. So that's what was keeping my rating down, because I felt like I'm not getting nothing new in his content per se. Okay. But at the same time, it's still so hard to be this tight after making all the music you done made. And something gotta be said for that. You know what I'm saying? Just that part alone. Now, like I said, I gave it an 8.5. I agree with you. I still take Alfredo over Alfredo 2 for now. But I feel like the timing of when Alfredo came out made it feel different. I feel like I really had a chance to sit with it. Yeah. And that right there.
Came out 2020, right?
Was it that long ago? That was like 22. Because the Grammys, you know, when Nas won, the Nas third project was probably came out like 2022, 2023. Yeah, well, that's who won. That's who beat him at the Grammys.
Oh, that's right.
So it had to have been like 22, 23, I want to say.
2020, man.
It was 2020?
That's crazy, yeah.
For real?
2020.
All right, we getting old. But I just...
that says a lot, though. A 5-year gap between them two albums, and it wasn't really no drop-off.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Okay, so I feel like my critiques as far as like what could be considered negative is I feel like I like the features more on the first Alfredo. I feel like
who was that on Babies and Fools? Was that Ross on Babies and Fools?
No, that was Conway.
That's Conway.
Conway on Babies and Fools.
I'm tripping, but Conway on Babies and Fools. That's probably my favorite.
Then you got Tyler on Something to Rap About, which was just like I like songs like that because it put me in the mindset of, and I don't want to throw people off, but we remember Murphy Lee with What the Hook Gonna Be. And then I also, my hip hop mind, remember when Eminem and D12 was on 106 in Park, and they first came out with Purple Pills, because I was an Eminem fan. But when they came out with Purple Pills and the hook kind of drop off like, this something, I don't know. He was just explaining like sometimes you don't know what to say. So when you give us a song like Something to Rap About, it kind of lends credence to stuff like that, because as a rapper, sometimes you don't really got the top. You might have the bomb verses, but you might not have the hook. So for him to go in there and they make something like that, I'm just like, this, the layers of it, you know what I'm saying, is dope for me, you know what I'm saying? Now back to Alfredo 2. Him and Anderson .Paak, they always make magic to me. So I ain't never got no complaints with that. I just, in the other two features, he gave us a little extra, gave us another little bridge, and he gave us a verse. So, you know, I always appreciate that. But this one, he just laced the hook. I ain't mad at it. The song he did with Jid, I just felt like it didn't fit with the project so much. It's a good song, but I just don't feel like it was needed. That's the only one. But and then he got the one with June, and it just kind of feel like June did June.
I love Larry June. You melted in on that verse, Larry. I ain't gonna lie. You melted in on that verse a little bit. I ain't gonna front. I only think he gave you a whole 16 on that. It was like
it might
12.
not have been. It might not have been.
Yeah, he hit you with a little hey.
And that's why I feel like he gave us June, but when you compare it to the other features, I feel like it's memorable. You know what I'm saying? Like it's quotables in that. You know what I'm saying?
Alfredo won better features for sure. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it. And I mean, shit. Like I said, I mean, him and Al, they doing they fucking thing. Yeah. I like the whole rollout, you know, the whole production, you know, like the cinema they giving to go along with it, man. It's like Gibbs is showing us how to brand music in a way that, not that we ain't had it before, but he's keeping it current in that sense, you know what I'm saying? And making it appreciative. Like when, like, not to go off track, but like when The Baby came out, everybody was liking his videos in particular, how it had the energy to it, the dancing, and kind of gave you that feeling of like, dang, there's some ludicrous Busta Rhymes shit. Right. So when you see Gibbs doing what he's doing, it's kind of lending to just having that branding coming back and what you putting with the package. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's definitely like diversified himself, and like, you know, he gives you more than just music now. You know, like the content, he gives you personality. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So he's definitely evolved as a, you know, like a multi-dimensional artist. You know, was he on Power or was he on Raising Kanan? Yeah,
not.
You
know, he was on the one with Tommy. Not Raising
Kanan
though.
Yeah, he was on the Tommy. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool. I like to see evolution in my artists, man. But moving on, man, we and I don't really want to compare these two albums because you got an album with one wordsmith, and then you got an album with two wordsmiths, and it just don't compare. So moving on, man, we talking about that Clips album, Let God Sort Them Out. That was released July 11th. Man, my first thoughts on this album, man, I'm gonna be real, like, I kind of had to force myself to go listen to this album. Uh-huh. And I mean, look, it was a great rollout. First of all, I'm a fan of rollouts. I can not like your album, but I like your rollout.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, I'm a fan of branding and marketing, so I'm always looking at unique ways to cut through to your consumer. And the Clips did a fantastic job of marketing the album. And I did listen to the album. I enjoyed the album. It's some good rapping on there, man. There's a song on there that reminds me of No Church in the Wild. And I think it's that first or second. It's like that second track. Is it Chains?
Whips and Chains. It might be. I don't got the titles all the way down. I'm gonna keep it a band.
Okay. But yeah, it definitely felt like it kind of reminded me of not Kingdom Come, Watch the Throne a little bit.
That's interesting.
I do feel like Malice. You can tell Malice hadn't been rapping that long in a good way. Like he been waiting to get these bars off because he was kind of shining on Pusha.
Oh no, he was killing shit.
Yeah, and then just like this album is just it's like a masterclass in like flow and delivery. All they bars is so like their timing with the bars. I listen to that, like how much space you give in between your bars. Mm-hmm. How clear can I hear you? And then what you saying, the wordplay. So like I was impressed by the album. Am I a little bit jaded by their music based on like some of the outside stuff a little bit? On like from Push and all that? Am I a little jaded from like the beefs and all that? Just a smidge. But I can still tip my hat and say that they put out a great album and they pushing the ceiling higher. Facts. As far as it's not a young man's game no more. It's a good music game.
Okay, so I was listening to the Clips album in one of their interviews because they was just letting it ride, and like, you know, I want to say it was like a complex interview, and they was playing most of their songs. And as I'm listening to it, they giving like the feedback and the story behind everything, which made me appreciate it even more before it even dropped. And as I'm listening to everything, I'm like, because since Alfredo came out, I feel like people forgot that Pharrell has produced probably one of his best hip-hop albums in his Clips album. Now, I'm saying that in the sense of, I know he produced for Jay-Z, but I'm talking about a whole project. He does songs here and there for Jay. I don't know if it's one project that he just did the whole thing for. But I mean, to hear him come how he did with this Clips project, I was thoroughly impressed because we've been waiting for him to do this for the Clips for so long. And I feel like it's always been like a clash of, hey, I'm for real, this gonna work, and then Push, or probably Push more so like, look, I rap. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do all of this. I don't need the Neptune sound in it. I don't need that in this one. You know what I'm saying?
I love that sound, by the way.
Word. So I feel like this one right here, they got it right on both sides. And one thing I appreciate about Pusha and how Pharrell push him is Pharrell wants songs from Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? And Pusha want to give us that kind of I'm just rapping on the track, like how we appreciate some of our Gibbs and Spitters and how they be doing. You know what I'm saying? He be wanting to give us that. And he can do it at a high level. And I feel like on this project, it was just a perfect marriage of how, like, even when you go to Ace Trumpets, that's not a real song. I mean, in the sense of a hook and just the content. He's just saying some fly shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's that I know what Pharrell want, so I gotta make it sound like a song. And that's hard to do when you want to just rap your ass off on the track. Trust me. That's real hard to do when you know I got these bars. I know you got that beat. It don't really need a hook. Nah, give us a hook. And I think they got that right on this project. I just wanted to make mention of that real quick.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point though, man. But yeah, I definitely feel like this is if we get another Clips album, cool. But if this was the last album we heard from the Clips, like what a way, you know what I'm saying? What a send off. If that's the case, I don't even want to say that because they haven't indicated that in any way. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I just appreciate good music, man. And then it made me go ahead.
No, I don't want to cut your wisdom. I just wanted to say, since we right here, just real quick, are you a Alfredo of a Clips album or where you at with it?
I'm an Alfredo of a Clips album.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still debating a little bit, only because the thing about the Clips album for me will make it just a little bit right now is they timing. I feel like because we haven't heard Malice in a while and he came and mooned everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like his whole ass, it's leaving a mark. You know what I'm saying? Even if, you start to trail away from it, when you think about it, you're gonna come back to at least say, hey, now Malice was bodying shit. He was giving us bars that I didn't know. I ain't gonna say he was capable of, but because I hadn't heard him, it felt so good. I'm just like, ugh. One of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, he did his thing.
Also, man, I'm a firm believer in like living with music too. So it's still very early. So I gotta continue to sit with these albums and see how they, grow on me over time. So, though I made my take, you may see an episode down the line where I change my take because that happens sometimes, man. But man, with the Clips though, man, like where do you feel like they rank amongst some of the great duos in hip hop?
That's tough, you know what I'm saying? Because, we got the legendary ones in mind, or at least the ones that we already been knowing, from Outkast, 8Ball, UGK, it might be somebody I'm forgetting. I mean, almost kind of Tribe a little bit, because it's really only Tip and Fife, God rest his soul, that was mainly doing the rapping. But I mean, for me, just because I haven't learned how to let the old go yet, I would probably still have them at the bottom of that 4, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't judge their whole catalog off this last project. You know what I'm saying? I gotta still think about everything else they put out. And
he said that 4 he's talking about is Outkast,
8Ball,
8Ball, UGK, and the Clips.
Right.
In the comments, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. How would you rate that 4? I know how I would rate it, but I'll let you finish.
It's just, I mean, UGK done gave me what they gave me. You know what I'm saying? Is what they riding dirty. And then I actually listen to 8Ball and MJG because of my oldest brother. You know what I'm saying? He used to always listen to him. And then as I got older, I'm like, nah, this shit really on some, I'm fucking with this. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, we was there for Outkast, you know what I'm saying, ever since Elevated. So it's just like we know what they do. And it's like, when I just look at their albums, I really can't put them above them yet. But as far as them like going into the future, I mean, I can't see nobody else who can come after them and like take that spot from him at this point. I mean, I don't even know if we get duos no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I asked that question, because like the duos that we gonna get, we pretty much got the great ones that we gonna have. I feel like we already have them because we're in a solo artist era. You know, I guess because of splits or whatever. You know, but Outkast, that's an obvious one, man. But since we talking about Neptunes, what about Philly's Most Wanted? Not saying they're a best duo or nothing like that, but side note, shout out to Philly's Most Wanted, because I used to listen to that Please Don't Mind. I still got that in my summer rotation right now, by the way.
They the reason I listened to Clips, because I thought they was the Clips at first. When they first came out, I remembered that song.
Y'all don't know about Philly's Most Wanted.
I thought they was the Clips.
And y'all don't know about Family.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I'm giving you a Clips take, this is somebody who thought that Philly's Most Wanted was about to pop.
Facts. That's a fact.
I was fucking with Family, Fresh and Driving. So I fuck with Star Trek, but yeah. What was you about to say?
Nah. I was just piggybacking off you, because I got just going back to that time when they came out, and then the Clips came out with Grind, and it's just like, before I seen who it was, I'm like, hey, these Philly niggas coming with it, ain't they? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, speaking of grinding though, was you a beat on the locker or beat on the lunch table grinding beat maker?
Oh man, on the lunch table with 2 pencils. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn the pencils.
When you hit it on the locker though, after school, that shit used to be loud as hell.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Boy, hey man, you making me feel old now. Come on now. Hold up, man.
That's what this show about, man. Like music bring back so many memories, man. That grinding beat.
Facts.
And that grinding beat used to break my pencil lead trying to make that grinding beat, man. So shout out to the Clips, man. Let's go to this next topic that we got, man. Lifestyle rap. Is it officially mainstream? We touched on it in the beginning of the episode, man, but I had this thought, because I mean, I'm a lifestyle rap type of nigga. I mean, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking care of my kids. I'm a dad. I go to the gym. I tend to my business. You know, like I'm not doing. That's a lot of the shit that I'm doing. So you might catch me listening to some Dom. Most times I'm listening to some Dom. You may see me listening to some Larry. You may see me listening to a little Spitter. I still love Pilot Talk 1.
Come on, man.
But I feel like, man, lifestyle rap is healthier for hip hop. It's what I want my son and my kids and the next generation to embrace.
Facts.
You know, I love all types of music. You know, I consume all types of art, but when it comes to lifestyle rap, I feel like it's more sustainable for hip hop moving forward.
I definitely agree with you, and of course, I definitely agree with all the names you just said as far as like lifestyle rappers and who I want influencing the next generation, or who I would prefer to be who they should be listening to. You know what I'm saying? Has it gone mainstream? Like when I saw that topic, I guess I'm struggling because, not struggling, I just mean like,
what do you
the
call
rappers
mainstream?
that we name still ain't mainstream technically.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, you know, to us, we know we in the know of what they doing, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people that don't know about Dom Kennedy right now, bro. Like right now.
You absolutely right, man. And you know what? I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I like the fact that the artists that I love, the masses don't know about them. I feel like that speaks to my taste. That, oh, I know about so-and-so, but if you know, you know, but the masses ain't really. So I do get that point. So, I mean, I don't really, I guess we got to change it from like mainstream, but like, is it like becoming more popular than what it's been? Like, we ain't seen like Larry June on the fucking Tide commercial yet, or nothing like that, a State Farm commercial. Now, when we see that, then it's
a rap.
right. But yeah, man, I definitely feel like we're taking a turn, like where like blog era was more so, it was niche. You had to go find it. You had to go get it, you know. But I feel like now, you know, they starting to get some of those bigger looks. And yeah, I feel like you starting to see more of like festivals embracing the lifestyle rap. You got Wiz on tour right now. Got Dom opening up. I was recently in Chicago watching Dom. He rarely even tours the Midwest, and I was able to catch him in Chicago. So I definitely just feel like it's trending in the right way. And then I got this rule of the thumb that I actually just kind of came along with is that if you're not rapping about prosperity or upward mobility, like I tend to not even listen to it. And I feel like that is the music that is starting to rise to the top. Like you got to be rapping about doing something. Like it's this song by it's his name like Zillionaire something. It's called Life's Great. And it's not even like a quote unquote lifestyles type song. He's from Memphis. But he just rapping about like life is gonna be better. Like that's what I want to hear in my rap. That's what I want to push to the forefront. So that's kind of why I posed that question. Because honestly, it's what I want to see.
Now, I was finna say what I will agree with you on is I feel like it ain't no choice for it to get the lifestyle rap because I've heard every hustling rap you can make, every rap song. I heard every gangster rap song. You can't remix it to me no more and keep feeding it to me like it's new because I mean, the last, I guess what you would look at is kind of gangster rap, drill music or whatever. Like that ain't do what 50 did or the Ghetto Boys did or Cube did or end up like it wasn't that. And I feel like in that essence, we getting back to that. That's why I brought up Griselda at first because I feel like if they're the bar for what street music is, then we in a good place because we understand that they speaking from a reflective place, but it isn't glorified. You know what I'm saying? It isn't like they saying go do it. I mean, not that they ever, telling anybody to go do it. But when you literally saying what you gonna do if you mad, that's a little different than explaining the consequences that come with, what you do in this life. You know what I'm saying?
I just had a thought too, like why the hustling rap and stuff is changing and we getting away from that. It's because it's so many ways to get it out here these days. Legally, it's so many ways. You can literally cut this camera on. You can literally hop on your app and go deliver food if you want to. Like it's more than one way to get it. And I feel like these young cats, they starting to understand and appreciate that. We starting to see the rise of streamers. You starting to see these influencers and these brand deals. And you don't gotta rob nobody no more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta put your life on the line no more. You know how it was like these 50 and all that, like that's a different era. But I feel like now it's like, and hence going back to the lifestyle rap, you can live a healthy lifestyle and be successful.
That's a fact. I definitely agree with that 100%. I just I guess it's how far left do you go before people look at it like, I don't know if I can take this artist serious. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you could DoorDash for a living, but if you make a song about DoorDashing, I don't know. It got to be real. Like, you really got to be saying some bars.
You can talk about it in past tense, though. Like, remember them days I used to do
that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And everybody could relate to in this generation because that's a real thing that's happening right now. So, I can see that. I can see that.
Authentically you.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all for artists just being themselves over the track. If you just deliver pizza, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I used to work at Planet Fitness.
Facts.
That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely think it's time where, we need to have a little fun in music too or whatever, because it's like, you remember back in the days where you had no scrubs and then they made no pigeons. And it's like, we know it's like a parody song, but it really came out, but it really came on the radio. Not 504 Boys. It was some boys, though. I don't want to say the wrong name. Yeah. But I just, 69 Boys, I think is what they was called. But I just, it was something fun, or when you get Afro Man,
Wild
we make
name. Now I'm thinking back on it. And 69 Boys. What name with No Limit?
Nah, that's 504. That's why I changed it. 'Cause I wanted to be clear. Because hey, No Limit. I grew up on them, but
me too.
It's like Afro Man made Because I Got High. It was a funny song, but
right.
we can. we can all relate to a point now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if everybody's smoking now, but it's definitely a weed generation that we kind of grew up in a little bit too. So, it's those elements that made hip hop what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like for the longest it's been too far this way, and like you said, I feel like now it's inevitable for it to get back to talking about just everyday life shit again. Whether it's your job, whether it's your grandma, whether it's the high school you went to, or just like a back in the days type track. You know what I'm saying? It's just we really are going back in that direction. I think it's gonna make stuff feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, what would you say would be your lifestyle rap Mount Rushmore? So you can pick four names, like four of the forefathers who paved the way for this genre. Who would you say?
See, like, all right, so I guess that's what difficult for me because my favorite artist, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he always had lifestyle rap, but we weren't looking at it like that per se. But I'm talking about Cam. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Cam, your favorite artist?
Yeah, all time. You know what I'm
shit,
saying? Not to say he's the GOAT, but I'm just saying preference. That's my.
Right.
I mean, Dipset had a chokehold on me. I ain't gonna lie.
So
like a lot of us.
Remember, it was a time where like you had to be the Dipset or G Unit.
I ain't gonna lie. Boy, the arguments we used to have in that surge, boy, in high school. I was all the way Dipset. But when Beg for Mercy came out, I had to cover spray paint on my shirt because it was so hard. I'm like, come on, bro. Banks is my nigga. 50 been going crazy. It's like
I remember having to argue with AC. He repping for Cam and shit, pink shirts and shit. I'm like, man, I'm fucking with G Unit, man.
I definitely had the pink button
Lloyd
up.
Banks.
Right.
Like I mean, we gonna talk about Cam later, but I don't know, like I fucked with early Cam, like early Cam, and then like Get 'Em Daddy and shit. Like I was hating a little bit on Get 'Em Daddy. Computers puting and shit. I was just like, nah, I ain't fucking with it.
See, that's the thing for me. It's like I'm a type of nigga that likes Silk the Shocker, and I know he be offbeat, but the same for Cameron is just. It ain't just the computers puting, it's the bars leading up to it that people don't pay attention to. That not to say that it make sense. I'm gonna laugh with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a bean. But it all makes sense when you really listen to it. That's why I was like, when people make fun of it, it's like I get it, because I ain't stupid. But at the same time, it's like he really been saying some shit the whole verse, and that's the part that's
we used to just make fun of that little shit. But I was the Silk the Shocker fan too, just because like. People didn't like his delivery, but like I fuck with his delivery. That ain't my fault. Part two.
Come on, it was original. That's why
I like Magoo. I like Magoo.
I'm like Magoo. That ain't no limit. But I'm like, I got you. Said Timberland. Yeah.
Come on, Magoo had bars.
Come on, I can't front on him. You know what I'm saying? And Timberland gave him that bounce on the beats, man. It was a nice marriage right there.
So you got Cam as a lifestyle?
Okay, so that. If I'm really thinking, like, as far as how I listen to his music, I feel like he a lifestyle rapper. But I told you before earlier, like, just off the top, like, where we at today, definitely Spitter, definitely June. I would throw Dom in that when you mentioned him, but I wasn't thinking about Dom as so much lifestyle because Dom got a lot of music where, like, he go back. You can tell that he reflecting from his childhood. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that ain't lifestyle, but that kind of add a different element to why I wasn't really associating him with that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I feel like most of the rappers that we can name is probably gonna be in that class.
Would you put Wiz in there?
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of his lifestyle involves him smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that's what his music always entails, but it's definitely a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like like when you go back to Kush and OJ. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beginning for a lot of people with Wiz. I feel like you getting some real authentic, music on where he was at in that time. You know what I'm saying? And it was just put in a creative way, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I put Wiz on there. I don't know who the fourth is. Who you got? Maybe you can give me an idea.
Well, I'm definitely going to put Wiz because when you talk about lifestyle, he changed niggas' lifestyle.
That's a fact. Tats.
Like, yeah, from the tats to the patch. Like,
Facts.
his impact on niggas' lifestyle, like Cushion Orange Juice was the introduction to a lot of people smoking weed. In our age
That's
bracket.
a fact, man.
You know what I'm saying? If you rewind back to 2010, so I gotta put Wiz there. I'm gonna put Dom there because yes, he is very reflective about him growing up. Um, but you know, he also Dom talk about some of everything though.
That's a
Like,
fact.
you know what I'm saying? He told you not to wear LeBrons to the club. I ain't seen LeBrons in the club since. So, you know what I'm saying? He giving you like an instruction manual, but so I gotta put Dom there. Uh I'm gonna put Currency there, man, because he just like every project, man, he gonna tell you exactly what he into. Like it ain't gonna change much, and that's cool. Some people got a problem with that, but I feel like it's something to be said about Currency's consistency over 20 years.
Exactly.
It's something to be said about that. Yeah, he ain't, you know what I'm saying, getting all the crazy mainstream looks and all of that. But man, he gonna give you 3 projects a year. You know what I'm saying? He gonna give you some fire beats. He gonna give you some shit to ride to.
Hmm.
So I got Wisdom Currency for that last one. Damn. I don't want to put Larry on there because he's still new.
I respect that. I just put Larry on there because that's all he talk about more. So it's just how healthy he eating. You know what I'm saying?
I
The
love that
whips.
shit though.
So it's like
Yeah.
I can't deny him that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. You know what? Damn, I got to think about this a little bit harder because I'm drawing a blank.
I just want to say one thing while you thinking, man, because going back to Spitter was the first artist that I heard rap and say, but when I got by myself, I found myself and realized that if I was a child in these times, I wouldn't want to follow in the steps of these guys. And he was just talking about, I ain't gonna lie, how I was in high school. I speak for myself. I used to write all the little gangster raps, like I'm selling drugs and doing all. I wasn't doing none of that shit, but it wasn't wrong to do at that time when we was growing up because not to say that everybody was doing it, but to say it was just more focused on how tight it was as opposed to what we was like really living at that time.
Did you feel like you had to? Like you had that had to be
Yeah.
your content?
I feel like being from Gary, I feel like you had to rap about something that was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's what we grew up in. Like I feel like you had to, and even not just being from Gary, but just most of the music that was around. Like for me, I got on the Tribe later on in life. I didn't really grow up listening to a Tribe. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't exposed to that. I was exposed to, like I said, UGK, Ghetto Boy, Scarface, you know, NWA, Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these rappers, and I'm getting that. I'm not thinking nothing about. I'm on a world tour with my like. I'm not thinking about
I
none
know
of that.
I'm right there with you though. Like even though like my pops used to listen to Tribe, like I remember my pops used to have a cassette of Tribe in the car. I still wasn't fully. All I knew was like a world tour, like the obvious shit. But then when I got a little bit older, like I'm still finding little tracks now. Like we got the jazz. I be listening to Once Again all the time. That's another one that's in my summer playlist. Like
All right.
it's Find a Way.
Oh,
My
come on,
favorite
man.
one. That's Dilla. You know, so like I definitely get what you're saying. You brought up some of them rappers, like that made me think about Gibbs again, man. His flow remind me of like listening to Adrenaline Rush. You could tell he used to listen to hella Adrenaline Rush, Psychodrama, Twister and the Speed Not Mobsters, Crucial Conflict.
Come on, man. All of that.
Come on, you can hear that in this flow. Like I'm glad he's pushing that flow, like keeping that flow going. That's, but yeah. What was we at?
We was on well before we go. We was on your fourth. You ain't give us your fourth yet.
Fourth.
I want to throw you off. My bad.
And I'm drawing a blank. Like
we gonna throw June in there. We gonna throw placeholder. We gonna throw June in
as
there
a placeholder. Yeah, let's do that because I mean. I've been listening to Larry June faithfully since about 2018. Like I feel like I was real early on it. I done spent many hours on the highway listening to Larry.
No, go ahead. Because I'm going to cut you off. I just want to let you know I want to say something, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it on camera for the
Yeah.
public.
Yeah.
Shout out to my nigga Biggerville, my nigga Ron. You know what I'm saying? He was the first person to put me on Larry June. I used to hate. I used to hate so bad.
What
I ain't
year
gonna
was
lie.
this?
Man, this had to be around 2020. This had to be around 2020.
Okay. He put you on.
He put me on. I used to be like, man, bro, he tried to sound. I saw because I'm a Dom nigga, so I'm like, bro, he sound like a Dom, like he not, you know. And I used to be like, nah, this ain't tight. This ain't tight. And I kept listening to him. He kept sending me songs, and I started liking it before I actually admitted to him that I liked it because I wanted to keep my hate alive. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, I got to give it up, man. I like the boy. I like all the beats he be having, so I just want to put that tidbit in there. My bad.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Cardo.
Exactly. Yep.
Harry Fraud.
Yep.
Alchemist.
Come on.
Who else? Ledrin. All them that
man.
contribute to the lifestyle rap production. You know, we got to tip our hat to them too because
That's a
without
fact.
the beats, you know, we wouldn't have the song. So
that's a fact.
So we got the Mount Rushmore. You got your Mount Rushmore, right?
Right.
All right, so we moving on, man. We got a topic now. This ain't for the you young cats. This ain't for the YNs, man. This is not for the YNs. This is for the ones that had to make the tapes. Back in the day, you had to hit pause and play. Come on. I sat in front of the radio for hours listening to WGCI, trying to find Horse and Carriage on the radio.
Come on.
Because they wasn't playing that. So this next topic, man, we got a question. Better debut album. This for my hip hop heads. Confessions of Fire by Cameron or Mace, Harlem World.
All right. So off the rip, a lot of people don't know about Confessions of Fire. Like you really had to be a Cam fan because I had to go back. I had to go back to Confessions. Now Harlem World is Harlem World, so I'm gonna just make it clear. I'm gonna put Harlem World over Confessions. Okay. Nah, don't get it twisted though. Confessions got that shit on it. You know what I'm saying? Confessions got that shit on it, top to bottom. I got a limited amount of skips that I do on Confessions of Fire, and I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? But Harlem World is hard. That's we talking about Mace at his, top of his,
I got this question from Twitter, by the way. Like it wasn't even a question in my head too, but I was like, since they're posing the question on Twitter, let me just pose it on the show because there's other people that may be torn about it. I'm not torn about it. I got core memories connected to Harlem World. If you know, if you around my age, you had parents who had the little visor in the car with the CDs.
Right.
Little visor. Now, you wasn't always supposed to touch that. You supposed to wait till they go in the store or something like that, slip the CD in. So I seen the Harlem World or whatever. See, and I tell people this too. Side note, I get off track sometimes, but I fell in love with hip hop when I seen the More Money, More Problems video.
Okay.
When I seen that video and them on the golf course, I was like, these niggas is ill. So I was like bad boy. I was a big bad boy or whatever. So that Harlem World dropped and my dad had it. He had a Geo Tracker. And I listened to that Harlem World. That shit made me just want to be a player, man. Like I was like, it came out like 98. I'm probably like 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? That shit just made me want to like be jiggy, give me a shiny suit and all that, and just it's full of hits.
Hey, shout out to Value City. I had me a shiny suit from Value City. Nigga, the whole boy, a greenish blue color, top and bottom. Shout out to Value City. Y'all know about that.
I wish I had. I wanted to be in that More Money, More Problems video so bad. Yeah, man. So yeah, it was automatically. It's crazy because like. Confessions of Fire, Horse and Carriage, which was the lead single off of Confessions of Fire, it feels like it could have been on Harlem World. Like just that, it got Mace, Mace is on the hook, obviously, but it felt like it coincided with that album. And I remember just seeing that video for Horse and Carriage when they in the pool and shit, like, when I was younger, I used to want to be like Hype Williams and stuff. I wanted to be like a video director. So like I always wanted to recreate them scenes with like everybody in the pool, shit, pool party, so many videos like that. So that caught my eye about horse and carriage. And then like, man, at that time, like we wasn't really dealing with CDs burning CDs like that. So
Facts.
in order for me to get that song, Chicago radio stations wasn't playing a lot of East Coast. If it wasn't Hove, they wasn't playing, or DMX, they wasn't playing a whole lot of they weren't playing early cam like that.
Nah, not at all.
So like I remember vividly, I had this radio, man. I was just waiting on WGCI, waiting like 2-3 hours, like just so I can that dun 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 cabbage. And so like that's a song I love though, man. But Harlem World, man, was just top to bottom, just a way better debut. It's kind of not fair though, because like Mace probably had a way bigger budget, way more access to the features.
And during that time, at least our age, it was easier for us to get to liking the singles. And Mace had a lot of singles on this album, so that would carry it. But I want to highlight one song. Rest in peace to my nigga Marcus. He put me on this song at the end of his album. It was track 17. I'll never forget it. I used to play it all the time. It's called I Need to Be featuring Monifa. That used to be my shit.
On the Harlem World?
On the Harlem World. That used to be my shit. It's called I Need to Be. And when you was just speaking about the nostalgia, that's one song that's always going to click in my mind. And then, you got the funny, like, he put his personality in there because it's like, he had that Jealous Guy song with Diddy on that, and it's just like, it's funny, but at the same time, it was a real song. Yeah, he got 112 really saying. That's why I was like, it's elements of that. Like, you go back and you think it is like, yeah, man, I really did fuck with it. But on my preference though, I still would go back and listen to Confessions more because I didn't know like Cam really had songs on that. And when you go back and listen to it, he got the song where he got like Biggie, like not actually Biggie on the song, but it's a part from a verse in this song. So I swear to God, I feel like death is fucking calling me. Nah, you wouldn't. And then he give a whole song about how it's the creativity that I ain't even know Cam was on that at that time. That is just like, nah, this is a really slept on project. So going back in hindsight, I would probably choose Confessions. But during that time, I gotta give it to Betha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, same here, man. So we agree on that. So on that Harlem World, man, we have one of my favorite hip hop tracks of all time on here, man. This is like, it's like if I'm in the gym or if like I just need like some motivation to like live my life like full speed. It's 24 Hours to Live, and it's one of the tracks on Harlem World. It's a posse cut, and I'm posing the question because we all know. We all know, if you don't know, Banned from TV, Nori, a very popular hip-hop posse cut. I'm comparing it to 24 Hours to Live because they have a couple of the same artists on there. They came out around the same year. So I'm going to pose the question to you, man, like, which one really hit harder? Is it 24 Hours to Live or is it Banned from TV?
I gotta go Banned from TV. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I gotta go Banned from TV. And it ain't nothing wrong with 24 Hours to Live.
Who produced Banned from TV? Is it Swiss?
I think Norris did say he made the beat because I don't know off the top of my head, but I remember them talking about it on Drink Champs though.
Okay.
But I gotta go with Banned from TV. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like they got on the track and they just said go, and everybody just started rapping their ass off. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you got Cam, you got what, Jaden Styles on there, Nori, and you got Pun on there. Man, it's just, and I ain't taking away nothing from 24 Hours to Live. It's just 24 Hours to Live. Even as much as it's a posse cut, it's still a real song. Yeah. So they kind of got something to go off of a little bit.
Yeah.
So I ain't mad at it. But that Banned from TV was just, that shit's so raw. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's like lyrical exercise.
Come on, man. And
like, just what can you do?
Like, that's the beginning of, like a song like that is the beginning of, because I don't think labels knew that fans really like shit like that.
Yeah.
That's why it's so prevalent to have these songs now with no hooks or whatever. But it's like we really been liking shit like that for a long time, and it's like during that time, that's like probably one of the only that we got. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, nah, this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
that is a good point though. Like 24 Hours to Live, they had a subject matter, so they had something to aim at. Banned from TV is just like a free for all. Like nigga, just whatever you got, and then like the beginning of that beat, like I feel like Swiss made it. I'm pretty sure Swiss made it, and we'll correct us in the comments on all this shit. Correct us, comment on this shit, start a conversation.
Like, subscribe, all of that.
The show is called Well Versed, but we on our journey to being well versed. I'm not coming in here claiming that I know everything, okay?
Facts.
So with that being said, man, it's just like that feeling, that 24 hours to live. First of all, Diddy set it off like, you got 24 hours to live. What would you do? Just like that shit I still listen to that on repeat because like I live my life like that. Like, man, any day could be your last, man. So like live each day to the fullest. If this was your last day, what would you do? Go ahead.
I just want to add in because I always like this topic, and it is really just always up for debate when you talk about posse cuts. If you had to choose an honorable mention as far as like, another posse cut that you would put up with these two, you know what I'm saying? What song would you think you'll be choosing as far as like, because I feel like for me, because people say Reservoir Dogs, and then people got Blackout with Jay, DMX, and the Locks. I like niggas that started something. I feel like that's probably one of the hardest. It's hard for me to not listen to that and just not make the ugly face from everybody who rapping on that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But who would you put as an honorable mention, though, if you had to pick another one?
First one that came to my mind when you said something, man, was Get Up, Get Out by Outkast. You need to get up, get out, and get something.
Okay.
But again, that's a song with a purpose. I like a song with a purpose. But man, everybody spit on that. 3000, probably my favorite verse. Dre, his verse on there was hard because, it's really a timeless verse. So that one, I gotta go International Players Anthem. It's cliche.
That shit crazy.
It's fire though, because they all spitting on there.
What about is Get Throw a posse cut with Jay, Bun B, UGK, and what's my man who be singing on the hooks? Maybe it ain't really a posse cut.
Nah, I won't really call
okay.
That
But International Players.
One just came to my mind too. Glass House. Who don't Spitter, Wiz, Crit, and who else? One of the fourth person on that?
I think it was just them three.
Oh, just them three.
It might have been but I can't think of his name, but I know who you thinking about.
Was literally Killer Keon, somebody.
Killer Callion.
Yeah.
I don't think he was on there.
He wasn't on there.
He wasn't on there. I don't think. I think I'm almost certain it was just them. Oh no, you talking about Moon and Stars? No, Wiz ain't on there.
Moon and Stars though. Moon and Stars though. Yeah.
But what's that? Crit, Spitter. That's only three though.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It got to be four to be a posse.
Yeah, that's what I would say. And I think Glass House only got three, but
Can I Get a posse cut? No, that's
it's
three.
just Jay and Ja.
Jay, Ja, Mill. Yeah, they few and far between though.
That's a fact.
And I know it's something that we missing. Any ones that we missing, man, in the comments, please remind us. Posse cuts. It got to be four artists.
I feel like it's something with 3-6 I ain't thinking about. I know they got some songs with some features
my
on
collar?
it.
Or So Fly, or Fly. Stay Fly. Stay Fly had
was it Scissor? Who all on there? Or was it just
Scissor.
Pimp on there? It might have just been Pimp on there with the group. I don't think it was nobody extra.
Bun was on there too, right?
Was he on there? Oh, well, I mean, they a group.
Yeah,
I don't know how they going.
Two do.
Yeah, so I don't know how they gonna grade us on that. Y'all don't grade us too tough. Y'all see we working.
Yeah,
you know
we
what I'm
working,
saying?
man.
We coming up with it.
Yeah, we on the road to being well versed. Like, I want y'all to understand that. First of all, I am not a rapper. I've been getting a lot of questions about the pod. Like, oh, what kind of podcast is it? Oh, it's music podcast. Also, you do music? No, I'm a fan of music. I appreciate music. I'm a content creator. So, with that being said, I'm coming from a fan standpoint, an appreciation standpoint, not somebody who know everything. I don't have no bars. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I'm just we just sharing our opinions, man. We just
Yeah.
sharing our opinions, sharing our stories, man, and that's what it's about. But yeah, any other ones you could think of?
Posses or just
Posses.
nah, nothing come to mind. Nothing off the top at least right now. That's why I say like I know niggas that started something is when I would frequent just because I like how everybody went in on it. I like how DMX closed. Like I just feel like everybody snapped on it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I ain't really got nothing else to come to mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I if I had to rank the verses on 24 Hours to Live, I would probably. I love the way May started it out. You know what I'm saying? I turn all other hoes as heterosexuals, smack conceited niggas right off the pedestal. I even look for my dad that I never knew and show him how I look in my Beretta too.
I would give it the better, even though I know X went last and I know how
Yeah.
people feel about that.
last.
But like even when you go back, it's like not to say X ain't spiritual, but I feel like he got spiritual on it, and I don't
Yeah.
think it was really needed for that track.
Yeah.
I just feel like he could have just,
Yeah, he
I
did
mean, I
take
can't
it
tell
up
X what to
there.
do. I mean,
Yeah.
he X. I'm just saying, like, when you look at how everybody else came at it, like the way he ended it, and did he want to change the beat? And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, man, calm down,
Yeah.
man. Just let's keep it on what we gonna do before we die this day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then I just thought about Money, Power, Respect with the locks.
Okay.
Because that had Kim on it, right? Kim on the hook. X is doing the verse, and then you got the locks. That's kind of can make that a posse cut too. But
A little bit.
I bought Money, Power, Respect on the single one day. Like when I would clean up the house at my grandma's house, like my auntie would take me to the store and get a CD or whatever. And one of them times I remember I went and got that Money, Power, Respect. It was probably like $5. You remember a single used to be like $5?
That's hell yeah.
It was like
They had
$5.
the radio edit and instrumental at the bottom, and then they had the cursing
About 3, 4
version.
tracks.
That's a fact. I remember that.
But I had that Money, Power, Respect, man. I was definitely in the bad boy. Growing up in hip hop, it kind of felt like you had to choose. And like as an adult now, I realize, hey, you don't have to choose. You can enjoy it all. Like I felt
Right.
like, nah, I'm fucking with Hov. I ain't fucking with Nas, man. Like I'm Hov. I'm Team Rockefeller. And like we, as an adult, it's like, man, it's all entertainment, man.
I mean, it started with Big and Pac, though. You know what I'm saying? And I
did.
feel like, not just because of the beef per se, but even just the competition, people, made you choose to a point. You know what I'm saying? As far as us being kids, seeing people older around us, pick sides or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like by the time it got to Jay-Z and Nas, for me, I always looked at it like Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z, Big. You know what I'm saying? So it was always kind of that, how they rap. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of connection. You know what I'm saying? So like when it came about, I just felt like it was just a part of the music life, and how we was fans to it. You know what I'm saying? Like to choose sides. Like I never looked at it like I can listen to Diddy, but I can't listen to them because I just felt like Diddy just gave me the feel good that I wanted to see and hear on the radio. You know what I'm saying? But definitely with those two though, that's always been the debate. Nas the GOAT though, but yeah.
Gotcha. And then you touched on your older brother was a musical influence of yours. Like who else influenced you as far as the music coming up? Like that was in your area, in your circumference.
I mean, I got two older brothers. So my oldest brother, he was the one that would really probably get me in tune with what I was naming before. And then I got another brother. We just 4 years apart. So we kind of consume music almost at the same rate because we were seeing the same things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like I really got to give a lot of credit. Okay, I got to give credit to my homeboy. I got my homeboy. We call him Goo. Cause I don't know if y'all remember my brother and me, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. But
of
my
course.
homeboy literally looked like Goo, and we called him that for the rest of his life. He still called Goo, but the one group he loved, he liked two groups. The one group he loved was 3 6 Mafia. I probably would have never appreciated them if it not had been for him buying every single piece of music they made. Cause at first it was just like, I don't want to hear this shit, bro. And after a while I keep listening, I'm like, no, Project Pat kind of tight as fuck, bro. Like Project Pat really be spitting, you know what I'm saying? So it really gave me a different appreciation, you know what I'm saying, for what was going on in Memphis, you know what I'm saying, before a lot of people got on 3 6, you know what I'm saying, before they started becoming mainstream. And he like Mob Deep, you know what I'm saying? And it's because of him, I started kind of listening to him, but I had to go back on my own still. But starting from like uh what's the shit they had with they had the song with 112 and shit.
Mob Deep.
Yeah, this was later on. I mean, of course, I remember Shook Ones and all of that, but I wasn't buying their albums then. I
Was
just
they on
mean,
It's Over Now? Was Mob Deep on
nah,
that?
they damn, I for
Or they
oh
just
girl, I
used?
want to walk with you. That was it. That was it. Hey love, I want to. It was something like that. I
Okay.
forget how. I want to do, want to kiss, want to touch, want to kiss. Y'all ain't know I could sing. You know what I'm
Shit.
saying? Y'all ain't know that. But when that album came out, they had some cuts on there, and
Uh,
it just opened my mind enough to be like, let me go back and really listen to their albums. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew the Shook Ones and all of their singles and the things they was coming with. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So yeah, he was an influence in just opening my mind to Southern music. You know what I'm saying, in a different way because, um, like I said, we had Outkast, but as much as they were, I don't even want to say Southern, but just from Atlanta or whatever, and how we look at it, they were still rapping. You know what I'm saying, in a way that we understood it because they were influenced by East Coast. You know what I'm saying. So to hear like when you hear that, but you go to 3 6 is like, all right, this is different. You know what I'm saying? But then you get to listen to what they saying. It's like, nah, but they really kind of talking that shit though. You know what I'm saying? So it really helped me in my growing up because I feel like you don't really start understanding music on your own till you hit about 13, 12, 13. That's when you start deciding, nah, I want to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to listen to that. That's cool. I heard that. So that hit me at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And it helped me broaden my horizon to just being an East Coast nigga. You know what I'm saying? A Dipset, G Unit nigga, a Nas nigga, or a Punchline, Cassidy, Lloyd Banks, the A Team. I could go on with all the Punchline rappers that used to be. That's all I was in tune to, but
Yeah.
I had a mindset to at least give other shit a chance because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting how like when you younger, like you can't digest lyrical content yet, but you can still feel the sentiment in the song
Word up.
without knowing the words to it. And that was my biggest thing. Like, yeah, 13, I could comprehend the music and all of that, but I still could feel the music of the early 90s and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I talked about this before, how my mom, my mom going through it, listening to Mary, I'm going down, and all of that shit. Like, I didn't know what was going on in my household, but I'm like, by the sound of this music, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But all of that, all those influences, they just you mix them up in a pot, and then it's like it makes your taste when you older. 13. Let's see, 13. What year was I 13? Is it 2001? I think that was like 2001 for me. So
Right.
that was Blueprint. That was Jay and Nas beef. Like I remember Biggie and Tupac beef, but Jay and Nas beef was the first one that I could comprehend and digest for myself. And
Facts.
I definitely felt kind of like torn. Like I wasn't well versed on Nas,
Right.
but I understood that his impact or whatever. I understood he could rap. I was more of a Hove guy, and I felt like I seen more of myself in Hove, like as far as his personality, as far as like the business acumen or whatever. Like I just felt like he more of a laid back, chill type of guy. That kind of reflects my regular demeanor. So I kind of gravitated towards Hov. But yeah, you're right. 13 is about that time where you can really take lyrics and digest them.
I'm with you on that because I was the same way as far as being a whole fan before really getting deep into Nas. Because when you think about Illmatic, that's early '90s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
During the time where I'm all Tupac during that time. I mean, by my environment, that's all we
Right.
listening to. You know what I'm saying? So when you do get to the point where I'm paying attention to Nas and he giving me singles, it's you owe me. You know what I'm saying? That ain't exactly what
So you wasn't fucking when you owe me?
Huh?
You wasn't fucking
No,
when you
I
owe
liked
me?
it. But that ain't something that everybody gonna be like, I like Nas for. You know what I'm saying? But it's like because of that whole Timberland wave and how he was with Aaliyah and Genuine and Missy.
Right.
When Nas came with that, I'm like, nah, this shit tight. But it wasn't like that's my kid mind, not knowing like all the way what I need to be knowing. You know what I'm saying? So
you didn't know that this was like a pure, like this was a total right turn for
commercial. Like I need a commercial
doing prior. Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, you had Hate Me Now, but that might have been a little bit after that though. But like I say, compared to what we was getting, I used to like the "Can I Get a Fuck You" like that. I'm in the bathroom. I'm writing down all the lyrics, hand. You know what I'm saying?
You was writing the lyrics down
man,
by hand?
I want to learn this song. So when I can rap it, I gotta. Yeah, let me.
I remember Cash used to print out the lyrics on A to Z lyrics.
This used to be before that. That's why I'm like, I used to write my. No, it was probably existing, but I definitely used to write it down. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, that helped you memorize it though.
No, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing, just being a kid, not having shit to do, and liking the song. They're like, let me go write down these lyrics so I can know this shit. But yeah,
when 13. I don't even think I was 13. I'm thinking about Blueprint when Blueprint 1 dropped. I mean, beside the obvious, I don't want to talk about 9/11, but I remember Fab dropping that same day. I remember it was my first day of the 7th grade at Dunbar Pulaski Middle School. Very first day. And that whole drop, and I got in the car after school, and I heard Takeover and all that. That shit changed my life, man.
See, during that time, and this is why I gotta give credit to, I guess, my older brother that I'm closest to. He was always early with the Napster, the Kazaa.
Yes.
So by the time Blueprint had came out, I had already caught wind of the Takeover. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
Did Takeover leak before the album came out?
I feel like I want to say I feel like I heard it before the album came out.
Okay.
I want to say that. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but I want to say I feel like I heard it before because, like, during that time, I feel like is when I was getting like all of my freestyles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Not like Fabulous and the stuff that he was doing, mixtapes or whatever. Because like I feel like I'm blurring it just a little bit. It might have been probably about because I'm what, like you said, 6th or 7th grade.
Probably like
12. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this was about that time. Like we was definitely downloading songs then. And definitely I remember when what's that, 2000, because I remember the Cassidy battle was something that was always being talked about.
Cassidy and Freeway?
Cassidy and Freeway, you know what I'm saying? So it's like all during that time.
The one where he was like, put a beat on.
Yeah.
Put a beat on.
Come on, man. Killing Freeway, you know what I'm saying? But Freeway still that nigga though. Don't get it twisted. Right. But yeah, man, I just feel like during that time it was easier to get into Jay-Z than it was Nas for me. Until Stillmatic came out and I'm like, oh nah. Yeah. He killed shit. You know what I'm saying? He killed shit with this project.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, man. But before we go any further, man, we got some sponsors for this show that I want to highlight. We got Legacy Pops Popcorn. Now, listen, don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. Now, word on the street is that this the best popcorn to come since Garrett's. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? So, Legacy Pops Popcorn, they got a grand opening over on Lafayette Road, man. A new store opening up, so make sure you check that out. Also, man, I want to give a special thanks to 1123 Creative Studio for as of right now the home of Well Versed, and it can be your home too. 1123 Creative Studio. Tap in with that. So those are our sponsors for today. Um, anything else you want to give them, Frankie?
And I was just gonna add, hey, follow him on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? 1123 Studio. That way you can get a good look at what's going on up there. You know what I'm saying? Up here. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of y'all want to make podcasts, man. This is a great place to come. You know what I'm saying? And have a place to really get established, man. That's what I'm doing here.
Word up.
Again, 1123 Studio, Legacy Pops Popcorn. If you want to have a product right here, if you want to have your own promotion, tap in with Well Versed Show. Well Versed Show on Instagram. Well Versed Show on Facebook. Well Versed Show on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that. My name is Parrish Butler, by the way. This is Frankie Thomas.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Big Franky Thomas on Instagram. Go on and follow me, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't got too much going on up there, but you know, you can get more content coming soon in the future. You will
be seeing more of Frankie. You see, he know what he talking about. You see, he
hey,
well-versed,
I'm a failed rapper. I'm proud of it. God damn it. I'm gonna do something with this knowledge. Shit.
Yeah, man. So we just sharing the knowledge that we know. We sharing the experiences that we have, man. And like that's what this show is about, man. This is about highlighting, you know, our lives through the music, the soundtrack of our lives.
Man, say that.
So with that being said, man, my name is Parrish Butler. I'm the host, and this is Well Versed.
Peace.
And we eat.